Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video in the Disney planning series. Today we are talking all about where to stay at Walt Disney World. So I'm going to be talking through the different levels of resorts. I do have a whole playlist of videos about each different level that walks through all of the resorts that are available at each level, starting prices, like pools and amenities, like restaurants and everything like that. So I will link that one up there. So today is going to be kind of a summary, and then I'm also going to share the resorts that I've personally stayed at. And what else do I have written down here? I think that's it. So without further ado, let's get started. So there are basically 3 levels of resorts at Walt Disney World. These are all like Disney owned, on Disney property, like special to Disney. They do include free transportation to all of the parks and to Disney Springs, which is the shopping district. If you have questions about Disney transportation, I recently did a video all about that I will link up below. That doesn't make sense. Up in the corner there. And then also at the end of this video, I will have the whole Disney planning playlist linked there for you. So first is, we're gonna go from like low end to high end. So the first is the value resorts. So these are the like big in your face Disney resorts. They are gonna be the least expensive. They are very family oriented. There are a lot of families that stay there because they are so inexpensive, and they're gonna be like a little bit further away from the parks. There are some that are a little bit closer, but again, I go into all those details in the videos all about the value resorts. So they are going to be kind of different in their setup. So there's going to be like the main building where you go in, where you check in, where the dining is, like the quick service. So they're going to have like a food court type setup. There's going to be a store there. There's like an arcade and stuff like that. And then the resort is a bunch of different buildings that are themed differently. And they're going to be from like preferred locations that are going to be close to that main building, and some of them are going to be really far away. So if you're staying at a value, you may want to consider paying a little bit more to get a preferred room because it's going to be closer to those amenities. And if you're wanting to get to the parks, like you're going to be closer to the transportation. So the main building is also where you would get the buses from. So I have stayed at, actually, I'll do that at the end. But the values, like there is nothing wrong with the values. For me personally, I don't spend a ton of time at the resort. That if it's just a place to sleep, like if I was going and paying my whole way, like if I just wanted to go to Disney, I would stay at a value resort because there's nothing wrong with that. And I've stayed at value resorts before, and for some place to sleep, they're fine. They'll do the job. I just want to be the parks. So that is what I would say about the value resorts. But again, I go into all the different ones in that specific video. So the next level is the moderate ones. So these are mid-level. They're a little bit nicer, like the rooms are a little bit bigger. Most of them have like a sit-down restaurant in addition to the food court type one. They're a little more spread out. They're a little quieter. Still families there, like it's Disney. There's going to be families everywhere. A little bit quieter, a little more romantic. Nice. I have stayed at a few moderate ones as well. In terms of transportation, they are a little bit bigger, and there are, for most of them, there are bus stops like around the resort instead of just one at the main building. So again, I go into all of the options for moderate resorts and everything like that in that specific video, but I do like the moderates. Like I think if you want to splurge a little bit without going like super high end, they are a nice option, and depending on like themes or anything like that, they're going to be a little bit nicer. They're not as in your face Disney as the values, but they are really nice, and some moderates could kind of be compared to a deluxe as like a lighter version of the deluxe, if that makes sense. There are, so transportation always included, and I think that's about it for the moderates. So some of them are a little bit closer to parks, but they're still not really going to be like walking distance. You're still going to have to take some sort of transportation to get there. Okay, that I think is everything for the moderates. Okay, now we're on to the deluxe resorts, which are the highest level of resorts. There is kind of like a subsection of the deluxe resorts that's villas. So those are just like larger accommodations, like studio, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom villas, so holding up to like 12 people. So those are, I also did a video all about those, but they are at deluxe resorts, and they would be, you can pay cash for them, but they are also like Disney Vacation Club accommodations. So the deluxes are going to be like the nicest resorts you can stay at in Disney World. They are like the creme de la creme, like top of the line, like really, really nice resorts. So I have only stayed at 1 deluxe resort, but honestly staying there, I was like, I don't belong here. Like, what am I doing here? And it's because we're Disney Vacation Club members. I've done a couple videos all about Disney Vacation Club, like our Disney Vacation Club story, which I will put a link to up there, and then also just kind of like all about Disney Vacation Club, everything you need to know, everything like that. So I'll put a link to that one up there as well. So the deluxe ones are going to be much, much closer to the action. So some are within walking distance of parks, depending on which one you're staying at. They're the ones that are going to be on the monorail loop. You're going to be like just that much closer to the action, and they are going to be the nicest. They're again not like in your face Disney. The value resorts are definitely like larger than life Disney. These ones are not that. It's more subtle, but it's still like you're still in Disney, and like you can see the castle from some resorts. Like, it's really, really nice place to be. So they're gonna have some of the nicest restaurants on Disney property. They're going to have like multiple restaurants in their like sit-down restaurants in addition to a quick service. They're gonna have multiple modes of transportation. They're gonna have like spas and like golf courses and stuff like that. Like there's just like more and more and more amenities. So if you are someone who likes to spend time at the resort in addition to going to the parks, like you would want to get your money's worth staying at that resort. And also for the moderate too, like the atmosphere is going to be really nice. That if you want to like relax at your resort, it's definitely a nice place to do that. But the deluxes are just like next level, like the nicest ones. So those are always really nice to stay at, and again, did post all about that, which I will link down below. One option, if you are looking to stay at a deluxe resort and you have more people, or you're looking for larger accommodations like the villas, you could consider renting DVC points, so Disney Vacation Club points. So essentially you are paying a Disney Vacation Club member to rent their points, and you get to stay in their accommodations. Not like theirs specifically, but you do it. You pay them to be able to stay there. So there are like companies that do that you can definitely research. I've never done it personally, but we've tried, which is in that how we became like our DVC story video. But that is always an option, and you do save a little bit of money to stay at the deluxe level resorts with larger accommodations. They're gonna have like kitchenettes, laundry, stuff like that in some of the larger rooms. If that is something that you're interested in. So now the resorts that I have stayed at. So we'll start at the value and then we'll work our way up. So in the value, I have stayed at All Star Music and Pop Century. I've really wanted to stay at Art of Animation because I'm a Little Mermaid fan, that I would love to stay in the Little Mermaid rooms, but I haven't quite made it there yet. We almost stayed at, I think it was All Star Music when I went with my high school. But we got double booked, that we got bumped up to a moderate, which was like not a bad thing. So then at the moderates, I have stayed at Caribbean Beach like 3 or 4 times, multiple times. And then Ethan and I, on our first trip together, stayed at Port Orleans Riverside, which was really nice. Again, I kind of talk about this in those videos, like my personal experiences. And then I also have a playlist about like trip recaps, so kind of going back to like my first trip to Walt Disney World and like what I still remember from that, like what sticks out to me years later, which was a fun series to do. And then at the Deluxe, the only one that I've stayed at is the Polynesian. I may be staying at some other ones in the coming like year or so, so I will have more coming in that way of things. But yeah, those are all of the resorts that I've stayed at. At the end of the day, if you are going to be in the parks for a long time and it's just a place to sleep, like you don't have to splurge on where you're staying. All of the resorts are nice. They're Disney level accommodations. You're gonna have Disney service, everything like that. So I don't know, like I said, like if I was gonna go, like I would stay at a value because I don't want to spend a lot of money and I'm fine with that. But there's really no wrong place to stay. Obviously, if you're looking at reviews online, like people are gonna post if they aren't happy with something, but I wouldn't let that sway you. It's Disney. Like there's really not a bad option. And it is kind of hard to choose, but also it's going to depend on what's available. If there are any discounts available for different times of year, there can definitely be discounts, like room only discounts on packages, something like free dining, anything like that. But I don't know how much advice there is to give on where to stay. Like I really just don't think that you can make a bad decision. I guess it depends the type of vacation that you're looking for. If you're looking to relax at a resort that has a lot of amenities, like you might want to go moderate or deluxe. Or if it is someplace just for you to crash, like go value, because there's nothing wrong with that. You can also stay off-site, like there are like Airbnbs and house rentals and stuff like that. I've done that before too, that you're going to save a little bit of money if you do that, but there are perks to staying on Disney resorts. You're going to get extra magic hours, you're going to get free transportation, you can get free transportation from the airport. Yeah, it's just kind of nice to like stay in the Disney bubble too. Like you just kind of like, once you're there, you kind of like forget about real life and everything like that, that it's just nice to be like close to the magic. And that's one of the reasons that we love to stay at Disney resorts, and is why we bought into Disney Vacation Club, because we really enjoy that and we get a lot out of it, and it's something that's really important and special to us. So I think this video is probably long enough. I've probably talked long enough. If you have any questions about like how to decide where to stay, let me know in the comments below. If you have any questions about specific resorts or anything like that, I would be happy to help. I will link the coordinating blog post down below. Let me know if you have any questions. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it, subscribe for more, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.